everybody, my name is Sally-Ann Spence and I'm here at the Hills Quarry Products dig in Cerney Wick, and we're in a different part of the dig that you've seen so far. If you've been watching our videos and the hashtag is TuskForce, you will have seen all the various areas around this incredible dig site where we're getting material from both the Ice Age and the Jurassic. Now where I am now is in the sieve zone, so this is where smaller material comes and they're using water to wash that material away to find very small finds. Now we're going to talk about that later in another video, so keep watching all these videos. It's really quite exciting and interesting, some of the things that are going on. But over here is someone I want you to meet. This is Steve Cousins, he's an earth scientist. Hello Steve.
G'day Sally-Ann.
Now Steve, we haven't met you so far. We'd really like to see what you're up to, so
come on
far
down.
away. Tell us what's going on.
Well, we're right at the working end of the excavation here, and we are in the Jurassic zone. So these rocks here were formed around 164 million years ago.
Okay.
And right now I'm doing an excavation in order to study some of the invertebrates that are found here, so they're the creatures without the backbones.
Right, okay. And these are all marine?
Absolutely, everything here, bar a few bits of driftwood that have floated in, this is all marine stuff, so we're seeing seashells, we're seeing mollusks, we're seeing the ammonites, the belemnites, these things that were classic of the Jurassic era in these seas.
Jurassic. Well, we've got our gloves and our specs and everything on. We've got all our safety kit because we are in a quarry scenario, so let's have a look.
Yeah,
I'm really
great.
excited. We're really excited. This is the best part, isn't it? This is
Absolutely. This is the Christmas unwrapping of the presents, really. So I've been down here yesterday. We're working in this site up above on the sitting, but we're not talking about that. We saw this big beauty. Let's just focus on one thing, and when we've got more time, work on this.
Ooh.
So today, I have extracted all the way around the side. I'm hoping to lift this block up in order to ensure that we get this safely. We're not going in closely there. So I've done a little bit of work here, and let's have a look at the kind of material that we are going through.
Oh my goodness! You can see so many shells already. This is full of them.
It is really rich assemblage down here. There is more fossil than rock in this rock. So that's why it's really interesting. Now we're doing logs of all of these mollusks, all of these seashells. We're trying to get an idea of what are the ratios of each of these genus and species here in the Callaway Formation, because this is although this rock is underneath a lot of the land down here in the southwest of England, it's got very few exposures. We don't get to see it at land level unless there's an active excavation like a quarry going on.
Okay, so quarries are actually quite important for us to be able to access this type of information.
For us as scientists, for us as humanity, we need access to spaces like this to be able to get the science to reveal the stories that the rocks have to tell us.
Right, okay. Because I mean that's been the great thing about this, that the Hills have sort of allowed us to come in here, do this. As you said, the information we are getting out from this site is incredible. Keep following those videos and you will see it's almost on a daily, in fact it is on a daily basis that we are finding new things, and it's actually raising more questions than it's answering.
Absolutely. And science should always be about asking the next question rather than just answering and saying done. We're always asking questions. So in terms of discoveries, just this morning, here you go. Let's get into the details here.
Is this something you prepared earlier?
This is something that has popped out earlier. Have a look at that.
Oh, now that's really...
That is
Gosh.
a gastropod.
So that's like a snail?
Like a snail, like a turban shell, as it would be today in the Indo-Pacific Oceans. That is a pleurotomia.
Oh my goodness! Right. Okay. So this hasn't got a common name.
It is. I'm going to call it a turban shell.
That works.
For that reason.
Wow.
And it's a snail.
Yeah.
It is a sea snail. But story about this one. At the moment, it's still encased with the sandstone that it's come out of, or that it's coming out of. This has never been seen before in the Callaway Formation. So we have now got.
Oh my goodness.
Excuse me, I'm choking up just telling the story. You see that? We've now got.
Oh my goodness.
The life of this genus and species extended into a new time period.
You're hearing it here first. That is absolutely incredible.
But I don't want to geek out on that too much, okay? Because the scientists have still got to put the work into
Right.
this. It's got to go upstairs. They've got to do the preparation. Let's reveal some more layers of the book.
Okay, I'm going to pass that very carefully back to you then.
Thank you. Over here, I'm at the position of my working, where I should be able to lift this block up, which will hopefully give us access over to the big guy down at the bottom. So, as I said earlier, we're really lucky to be in this quarry, to have access to the rocks, but also to have access to the services that are in this working environment. There we go. That's done exactly what I was hoping it would do. Let's see.
Look at this. So this is the first time that you will be seeing, we are seeing, everybody right now, it's the first time we are seeing these creatures from how long ago?
164 million, give or take a little bit of a while.
Oh, that's just so perfect.
Clam from the bottom of the sea, right there.
I'm going to bring that over so you can see that. Look at that. It's just so perfect. Right, are you ready?
Here it is. Here it is.
This is it.
Let's see what is inside. Oh, it's come up in two pieces, which is actually even better here. Ooh, that means underneath here we've got another one and a little oxytoma right there. You'll know that as a scallop.
Oh, look at it.
What's always amazing,
You can see the banding on that.
the fine ribs of the shell are still preserved here. Some of these have just got such fantastic preservation, and I'm really excited about the fact that we're now seeing some more shell down
Okay.
here. So that
So
means...
what does that tell us?
Well, I'm inferring from the location that this is another, but a much larger than this ammonite
So-
here. So just really carefully, we'll just start to peel back the layers. Everything here, just to make sure the workflow is still kept. We're not getting too excited and going gung-ho. Every one of these is going to be logged so we can see how many of each type of genus and species there are in this formation. There we go. These guys are a little bit squashed.
There's so much work that goes on from the various different areas of this type of dig, isn't there? I mean, this is a paleontological dig, and we've got preservation to do. As you said, it's all the recording. They're also doing a lot of scanning, sort of recording, and all sorts of different
All
things
on
going
site, which is a lot of work and a great. We've got such a great team here of experts and volunteers and volunteer experts all working on this together. Everybody's a volunteer here. So back to the field geology right here. That's another big shell. I'm not going to dig into that right now because that's going to take. I've got to get a whole lot of this removed first. But hopefully over here now we can have a look at this Cadoceras.
So this is a Cadoceras ammonite.
Indeed.
Now they are like the cannonballs of the ammonites, aren't they?
Yeah, they're kind of the ugly duckling, but they're very beautiful. I can't really understand how a cannonball is a great shape for evolution to lead towards if you are a swimming creature, because they don't really seem hydrodynamic.
No.
As you're going to see when I do reveal this, it's quite an interesting shape. Usually ammonites, you can see how they would have floated and swam in the water. These were not just a passive shell bobbing around on the ocean. These were a creature of considerable level of, I'm going to use the word intelligence here. I mean, they're not as smart as their cousins, the octopus, but they are very closely related to octopus, squid, and cuttlefish. So they were making active choices as to how they moved, how they fed, how they bred, and here we go.
Oh, look at
It
this.
is definitely moving now, so let's get into the zone.
This is live. We're doing this live right now. This has never been exposed since it died all that time ago. Oh my goodness,
There
it's
it
just
is.
popping out of the rock. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness.
Look at that.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
That is a superb specimen.
That is really unlike any that I've ever pulled out myself. So for me, that's quite special, and for the dig and for the science that this is going to bring, that is a beautiful specimen that is potentially museum quality once we start looking at it and do the preparation work that comes next. Pulling it out of the ground safely is just the start of the job on this.
That is just Absolutely. Do you really think this is complete? Is this
So yes,
potentially...
so this is the mouth border here, which is the edge of the shell essentially. These were like a squid or an octopus in that they had tentacles and an entire body, but they were inside a shell. So the closest analog we have today is a nautilus, although these were more closely related to the octopus. The creature itself would have lived with its tentacles out of here, and it would have propelled itself through the water as squid and cuttlefish do today.
So which way up?
You actually had it spot on there. It's no, the other way up. This is down, so they would have been their mouth border down, and yes,
so bobbing through the water in that way.
Bobbing, and not just bobbing, but it had propulsion.
Okay.
So these creatures, if we go down into the internal anatomy of the shell, you can see a little thin tube called a siphuncle, which actually joined all of the chambers, and they pumped air and water in terms of pushing themselves forwards or changing their buoyancy. So they were a really clever creature that could go up and down in the water column, left and right in the water column. But at the same time, as I was saying, it's not a very hydrodynamic shape. But that's one that's not for me.
It genuinely is not a hydro, but it's absolutely fantastic. Wow.
So that is really, really happy to have that. And there's been another two who've come out next to it, much, much smaller, around about this kind of size. So this is a big daddy or a big mama, quite possibly, because we think that it was the females of the ammonites which are actually in the larger shells. So we don't really know why that, possibly because they needed more room for egg laying or for their mating process. But for now, we'll put the big mama over.
Right. That is just what a find.
Over here, and then I think we can do a little bit of revealing of what else there is here. But we're going to do it not in the brutalist way with hammer and chisel, and this ties in with how lucky we are to be able to be working with Hills Quarry to develop the science on this site. Because just behind me, I've got a great big hose. So, you want to get your hands dirty?
Yeah,
Excellent. That
do
is
this.
the correct answer. Here we go. In fact, it's quite clean, this one.
Right, okay. So we're going to do this. But there is quite a lot of water around, because this is normally a flooded quarry. So there's normally quite a lot of water here, and that's being constantly pumped out, right?
Absolutely. One of the challenges of mining and quarrying is actually getting rid of the water so that you can access the rock. But because we've got this set up, if I can give you the hold on this.
Right, I'm not going to get blown across the quarry, am I?
It's not that forceful, but in fact, Luke, would you mind plugging us in over there? In which case, I'll get on this end unless you want to take the...
But no, I think, can we joint effort, because you know where we're going.
So once we've got the power here, we're going to be able to reveal, clean the rocks to see.
Ready?
What's this.
3, 2, 1.
Pipe to go around, I can hear it. Oh, there we go. All right, so we're sort of like slashing that.
Exactly. You get a clear surface to understand what else is down there.
I'm going to let you take over on that, because I know you know where you want to do this.
Yeah.
So we need to... So we use water. I'm going to shout out, so hopefully you can hear us. We use water in the sieving process, and obviously in this process too. This is fantastic.
Beautiful. Okay.
Look at that. Okay, we've revealed a few things here.
Yeah,
then.
definitely. So, again, every time we clean, we're revealing more of the story. So I'm interested in what is the association between this ammonite and whatever else is around it. And it's already been apparent. Look at that, there's a piece of the original shell that is really wafer thin.
Oh, it is. Can you see how thin that is? You can see how thin that is. Beautiful curvature on it. That's absolutely incredible.
So you've got the actual shell of the ammonite, which has been replaced by a thin layer of minerals in the process where this was turned into a fossil. That's not the shell itself, it's the shell which has then been replaced by minerals, and that's what makes this a body fossil. So right down here next to that, we've got a whole bunch of other fossils that have all been washed together. Now this can tell us something about the environment. And I use that, maybe I gave it away there. They're all together because they've been washed together.
Right.
We can tell that there is some kind of energy. There is a paleo current, an old current at the bottom of the seabed, which has led to all of these being washed up next to each other. And again, I'm excited about this one. I still don't know what that is, so I'm not going to do anything more. I'm going to pull in a supervisor and we're going to get a little bit closer to that. But we're starting to reveal more of it. We've got mussels, we've got ammonites, we've got different kinds of oyster.
We've got a lovely ammonite under that ledge. I don't know if we can bring the camera around and just see the just beautiful ammonite
Yeah.
exposed there.
So that is a Sigaloceros.
Look at that. That is absolutely stunning.
Completely different genus and species. This is as different from a cat is from a dog.
Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. It's so iconic, isn't it? That coil of an ammonite. It really is.
It really is something spectacular. And again, these Catoceros are so different from the normal, which is normally a real clear spiral, but that is a cannonball with a balcony.
I love it.
Totally different.
Cannonball with a balcony. Fantastic.
All right, and there we go. I did mention that there's some driftwood. That is a piece of driftwood that has just come out in the wash.
Let's have a look at that.
Look at that.
Oh my goodness me. Fossilized driftwood. So that, as you said, is telling us not only about the marine landscape, but the terrestrial as well. So.
Exactly. And this will be able to give the paleobotanists some information on what was growing on land nearby to here 164 million years ago. You can still see the shape, you can still see the texture of wood. Those lineations along the side, they are the bark, or at least the whatever the outside layer of this type of plant was. And it's like a little bit of coal, because essentially it is a little bit of coal.
That is absolutely beautiful. Thank you. Right, well, we will probably follow this story. Keep watching, and the next video, perhaps, hopefully, will be something more about what this is.
What's next?
What's next? Because it's just not stopping, is it? This is a fantastic dig. It's absolutely amazing, and it's such a privilege to be in this quarry, as Steve says, doing this.
We're doing our best here. We're not taking fossils, we're taking data. We're taking
Absolutely.
everything along with this.
It's fantastic. So keep watching. The hashtag is TuskForce. There's so much going on here. Don't forget to keep watching. Thank you. Thank you so much, Steve.
Pleasure.
This is amazing.